Gentlemen, if you would like to see his name on the ballot for a selection, and it is my privilege to introduce now to you Bill Crawford, who is running for Chandler City Council.
Thank you, Carol. Good evening. Oh, I know there's somebody out there. Good evening.
Good evening.
Wonderful. Thank you. Again, my name is Bill Crawford, and it is my honor to be running for the office of Chandler City Council. I want to tell you a little bit about myself this evening. I want to tell you a little bit about the city of Chandler and why the things that are important to me, I think, are important to you. And then I want to tell you a little bit about what you can do to help me become your city council person. To begin with, how many people in here live in the city of Chandler? Wonderful, wonderful. I ask for your support. My petitions are in the back of the room. Please, before you leave this evening, I would appreciate your signature on one of my petitions. Does everyone have one of these cards close to them? On the back of this card is some information about myself. Tells you a little bit about me. Tells you that I have been in Phoenix, Arizona, the Phoenix area, for quite a number of years. To be specific, I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, lived here all of my life. Went to school here, and started my professional career with the Phoenix Police Department. I worked with the Phoenix Police Department for about 23 years. Then after that, I decided to move on to higher education and went to work at Mesa Community College. Worked at Mesa Community College for a number of years. Then transitioned over to Chandler Gilbert Community College. I've been at Chandler Gilbert now for about 14 years. And I just retired on December 22nd. I've been retired now for about a week and a half. Thank you. I retired as the Vice President of Chandler Gilbert Community College, but I'm not done with public service. I want to continue serving the public and continuing to be, by being your voice on the Chandler City Council, by making sure the things that are important to us, that voice is heard on the Chandler City Council. One of the areas that I want to focus on as your city council person is the area of neighborhood safety. I want to make sure our neighborhoods in Chandler remain safe, remain strong. Neighborhoods, in my opinion, are the building blocks of our community. And if they deteriorate, then the community eventually will deteriorate. So, how can we do that? Well, one of the ways that we can do that is by making sure that when you call for a Chandler police officer, that there's somebody to respond. Let me ask you a question. How many Chandler police officers do we have right now? Anybody know? How many? 120?
100?
100? About 324. About 324. But you know something? That's down. That's down from the high. It used to be more than that. But when the recession occurred, there was a reduction in the number of police officers in the city of Chandler. Well, why is that important to you? Because if there's an emergency, you want to see a police officer, correct? When you pick up the phone and call for a police officer, you don't want to get a recording. You don't want to hear that there's a police officer coming in the next 30 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour. You need someone right now. Now, I'm talking about the priority emergency types of calls. I'm not talking about the person spilled a trash can on the street or something like that. We're talking about what we call priority 1 calls. Those are emergency calls. So you want to make sure that we have a police officer there. If you have a medical emergency, you want to make sure that there's a fire department in reasonably close proximity to your home so that the fire department can respond or emergency medical personnel can respond. How many firefighters do we have in the city of Chandler? How many do you think? We've got 324 police officers. How many firefighters do you think? About 200. About 200 firefighters. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, city of Chandler. How many people are in the city of Chandler? Yeah, about 250,000 people. You crunch the numbers and establish the ratio. So we need to make sure that we add more police officers and emergency medical personnel, firefighters. That's one of the areas that I want to focus on, making sure that we have safe neighborhoods, making sure that when you call for the police, you get someone if it's an emergency. When you need emergency medical help, you receive that emergency medical help. I want to make sure that our schools stay strong. K-12 education, I think, is extremely important. Don't you agree?
Yes.
It's been my experience from being in higher ed for 24 years that those students who have a good foundation to build upon tend to be more successful at both post-secondary as well as higher education. I'm sorry, secondary as well as higher education, excuse me. I think that it is extremely important for the city of Chandler to work with Chandler Unified School District to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support teachers, to make sure that your children receive an outstanding education and are prepared for the jobs of the 21st century. Because the jobs of the future won't be like the jobs of the past. And we have to make sure that our children are ready for that. And I also want to focus on economic development. I want to make sure that we have good jobs so when our children graduate from a higher education or post-secondary, that they can find those jobs in our community. They don't have to leave the county, they don't have to leave the state. They can stay right here in the Southeast Valley, specifically at Chandler, and find jobs and raise families, and Chandler can continue to be a strong, thriving community. But in order for me to do that, I need your help. So hopefully, most of you should have at your seats something that looks like this. It's an envelope. And I would appreciate your support. Any amount, any financial contribution is greatly appreciated. You can either do it by check, or if you'd like to, you can go on our secure website, which is www.crawfordforchandler.com, and donate electronically online. One final question for you. What's the average response time for priority 1 calls in Chandler by the police department right now?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? That would be great. That would be great. That would be wonderful.
She said 6.
Who said 6? Latricia, could you hand this lady a prize? Because she got it.
I sure can.
6 minutes. Now remember, I said the average. What does that mean to you? Many calls take longer. Now again, we're talking about what? We're talking about emergency calls. You need a police officer right now. We have to do something about that. I need you to help me do something about that. I need you to sign my petitions. I need you to vote for me. I need your financial support. Thank you so much for your attention. Questions? Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm concerned with the environment, and I wonder if you have ideas for how we can kind of help economic development in the city, and while at the same time trying to help the environment.
Chandler is one of their basic philosophies in the city of Chandler is sustainability. So I think it's important for us to continue that on the city council. That's one of the areas that the city council has chosen to focus on is sustainability and making sure that we are doing what we can to be green and to stay green within the city of Chandler through all of the services that we offer. Is there another question?
Back here.
How many votes you need to win in city council? The percentage wise on this thing, you have a statistics?
I need 1,000, let me answer your question this way. I need 1,000 ballot signatures on my petition to get my name on the ballot. And then my chief strategy officer is telling me that I really need to be somewhere around 18 to 20,000 to be successful.
See, how many of them in city council now is Democrat and how many is Republican?
I'm sorry, I did not hear your question.
I'm saying that in the Chandler City Council, how many is from Democratic Party, how many from Republican?
Well, it is a nonpartisan election,
I know that one.
and I do not know the party affiliation of everyone that is running for the city council, but to the best of my knowledge, all of the current city council members are Republican.
But I heard that before that some city council member come here and they said that most of the Chandler people are, and the city is Democratic city.
I don't know that that's correct, okay? I don't know that that's correct. There is a strong Republican presence in the city of Chandler, which is even more reason why I need your support. Thank you so much.